One of the greatest difficulties some of you experience when you're going through a spiritual awakening, or you're now integrating your state of awakening and you're now trying to go back and mingle with society, is that the lack of authenticity in others becomes ever so transparent, and now it's down to you as to how you're going to deal with it. Are you still going to stay there and allow it to pass through you, or are you going to walk away? Are you going to let it affect you, or is it something that you're going to simply observe and witness and not make part of your reality? Now, a lot of us folks, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, one of the greatest things that you will ever do is to master yourself, is to know yourself, is to understand yourself, is to become aware of why you do what you do, who you are, what's your source. Is it simply what you can meet with your senses, or is there something beyond these senses yet to be discovered, or something that you're already discovering? And for most of you who are experiencing spiritually awakened states, spiritual awakening, are already experiencing these extra terrestrial, if you like, perceptions, extrasensory perceptions, things that are not fathomable with just these five senses. Now, how do you go back into society? How do you integrate yourself? Do you constantly get triggered, or are you going to always be reacting? Are you always going to be responding? And how does a spiritual awakening change the trajectory of your life? A simple answer to this is, when you go through your spiritual awakening, now as you go through the transitioning into the awakened state, and the more that you're integrating the awakened state, what you'll find is what you attract into your life, which means what you make the reality of your existence, what you allow inside of you, so that is what you're engaged with in your life, will be very much in alignment with what you believe life ought to be. So when you are still in some of your old patterns, you'll find that you're still engaging with those things that are representing those old patterns. And that's then how they then become your reality. So existence is all that there is. So does it mean when you're spiritually awakened that suddenly the people that maybe pissed you off before won't be there anymore? Is it that these people suddenly disappear? No, folks, their existence still remains. But your level of involvement and engagement and making something part of your reality, and what makes something part of your reality is your reaction with it. Yeah, with it, not to it. To it, yes, but with it. So that you're making that reaction part of your identity. You're identifying yourself with that reaction. So you will have cast out models of what life ought to be, or how certain people have got to be. And the act, say for example, you're writing a script, you're writing a film, you're directing the film. So you're going to set out what it is that you want to get at the end of the film, what it is that you want the viewers to experience at the end when they watch the film, and what kind of thoughts and experiences do they want to experience intermittently during the course of the film. You are going to determine. Now, when you've determined what you want as the ideal outcome of that film, then you will cast the roles. The roles will be carved out accordingly. Now, what your spiritual awakening will do, it's going to cast a different cast depending on where you are right now. So what you identify with and associate with as the most dominant vibration, the most dominant likeliness it is, so something that is as close as possible to what you associate with, that then turns into your reality. So to put it very simply, now if you're somebody who's got that mindset that life is really hard, people just don't understand, people don't care, and you just generally feel really unsupported, nobody understands you, and if that's how you've always felt, but then you've gone through a spiritual awakening, for a while, those that you felt didn't understand you, you may just not want to associate, right? And then you go through it, you find a tribe, or you may not, or you might just really enjoy being on your own. And then you might come across people and you think, that's my vibe. But again, even in that vibe, you will still experience those things that, I'm not supported, people don't believe me. Even in that other vibe. Why? Because there is still something in us that says, well, ultimately, this is what is going to happen, that we will always remain unsupported. So if it is authenticity you're looking for, and you're looking for a tribe or a vibe around you, people to mingle with, right? And those are the ones that will suddenly come into your vision. They'll suddenly, and they might be all around, and they're always all around, but they don't come until we make that connection and they make that connection. So it's a two-way thing. And as soon as you do, you'll find that suddenly the world is full of authenticity. Suddenly your world is resonating with your highest order in the way that you want it to pan out. And that's the beauty of spiritual awakening, that you do walk into your authentic self. I mean, that is the very important thing that a lot of us get stuck in, because we're still stuck in that culture of blame. We're still stuck in, no, that this is like this should be like this. As long as we have these self-imposed limitations, you look at yourself and say, where am I lacking the flexibility? Where is my judgment coming in? Where is my fluidity coming in? And if I'm judging in this way, is it coming from my lack of trust? And if there's no trust, then why am I not trusting? What is it? Right? With that, folks, sending you so much love. Don't forget to thank yourself for coming as far as you have. And it doesn't matter where you're off to, how far you've still got to go. It doesn't matter. Just look at yourself right now. Give yourself a big hug and thank yourself for simply being there with you all along the way, and is still going to remain with you all along the way. So much love. Take care.